Georgia, my.
No, Georgia. Georgia.
We got Masters pricing, baby.
Yes. Sorry, Valero Texas Open. I know you're just teeing off today, but we're done with you.
We don't care.
We're looking ahead to the first round of the Masters next week. And the one tweet that I look forward to, honestly, every year is Sweet Tea Fowler's, tweet being like, it's a tradition unlike any other. The salaries are out for the Masters. It is the easiest favorite and retweet for me every year.
You guys love your golf.
Yeah, Ulrich. Come up in your Subaru, buddy. This segment's for Toyota owners.
He has a Kia. He already said that. But DraftKings contributor Geoff Ulrich and Reid Fowler, they are both here. Guys, before we jump into the price check, I want to know, another day passes, still no news on Tiger.
Okay.
So is that good news or bad news, Reid, that we haven't heard anything?
It's good news. It's good news, Jesse, because if he wasn't playing, we would already know. Right, because why would he go through the motions? He doesn't need to trick anybody into thinking that he's playing or not. And if you look at numbers across the board, if you can find them, and I know there's some in Las Vegas right now that have numbers on if he's playing or not, and they're heavily favored that he is playing. So I think if you just take a look at the market right now, Woods.
Is that us or him? No, there you go. All right,
continue.
Continue. You're back.
I was saying Tiger is most likely playing, but I'll hand it over to Geoff because I guess the Kia Sorentos are taking form here.
Geoff, his current odds to win are plus 4,000. He's in front of Louis at plus 4,500. Now, in 2019, when he won, he was plus 1,400.
Yeah, and I mean, he played competitive golf, and he had won an event like 5 months prior, right? So, not much similarities to when he won last time. Obviously, look. Like Reid said, I mean, it's good. No news is probably good news at this point. I mean, I wasn't really expecting Tiger to confirm. I don't think he'll confirm until the weekend. Obviously, he's got to confirm by Monday or something like that. It may even be till Tuesday. I don't know, but I think no news at this point is good news. He's obviously in Augusta. He's practicing. That's the biggest thing. He's giving himself a shot. Like you said, we can look at the betting odds. I don't think many people are betting against Tiger Woods to play right now, so keep that in mind. Like, a lot of the money coming in is probably just pushing these odds up, but it's interesting to see the odds get shorter and shorter, and I'm sure they'll continue to get shorter as long as we don't get any more news.
All right, guys, let's talk Masters pricing now.
Yeah.
So the $15 million Millie Maker is back. So $15 to enter. There's one that's $100 to enter as well. There's a couple of them there. So go, get rich, win this thing. Listen to these guys. We can start breaking down your picks and stuff like that next week, dudes, but let's really talk about the pricing here. 7 dudes who are going to cost you at least $10K. McIlroy, Hovland, Morikawa, Thomas, Johnson, Rahm, and Scheffler, world number 1 at the top. Who is most deserving, Reid, of the high price tag?
I mean, look, all of them are, but I think if you take a look at current form, like Scotty being at the top is, I think, a testament to what he's doing. I think that's a little inflated of 3 wins of his last 5 events, but again, he deserves to be there. I do think, though, whenever you get Masters pricing, what you love about it is it comes out it comes out early, right? And so you get softer pricing. It's a major, so you're finding value everywhere. I'm taking this a little bit in a different form, though, guys, is that I think Rory McIlroy, while it remains to be seen on what he's doing and what he's going to do this week, at $10,000, I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think it's too high at all. If there's anyone, right, I don't think you can make an argument against anyone being too high. I guess is what I'm trying to say very poorly, is that at Augusta, these guys above 10,000 all have reasons for being up there. So I don't think anyone shouldn't belong there. But of all of them, I think my favorite is Rory.
Yeah, victory at Augusta National remains the lone piece kind of missing from his stellar resume, Reid. Geoff, who is worth paying up for here in this department, the 7 guys with the price tag north of 10K?
Yeah, Rory and I have a lot in common in that regard, just missing that Masters jacket to put a cherry on top of our careers. As Reid mentioned, all these guys are deserving of being over 10K this week. It's major championship pricing. Like, everyone comes down, it's condensed, it's an elite field. You're not going to see Colin Morikawa at 9,400 because everyone would play him. I know he hasn't played that great of late, but 10,200, the guy's won two of the last 6 majors. Of course he deserves to be there. But the most deserving, in my opinion, is probably Justin Thomas. He's been super consistent all year. He's still only $10,300, so he's $700 less expensive than Scheffler. He's coming off a great performance at the Valspar. I know you didn't do much at the match play, but like it's the match play. I mean, it's not that big a deal. A lot of the top players bowed out early in the first round. So Justin Thomas to me is well deserving of the price. Reid mentioned Rory; he's been super consistent too. Obviously Scheffler at 11K, I don't really have a problem with that. I mean, if this was a regular field event, sure, you'd probably see him more expensive even. But I think the three most deserving right now are Scheffler, Thomas, and Rory. The other guys are all fine too. I don't think they're overpriced or anything, but to me, that's like the order I would go in terms of most deserving.
Okay, usually prices aren't out until the week of the tournament, but Geoff asked nicely, and the DK team set those prices for him.
I didn't ask nicely. I just demanded it, Jesse, like I do everything in life.
You just demand and you get results. I love that. Is there anyone, though, who's played this weekend at the Valero could sway you one way or the other based on like how they play? So, for example, if Bryson wins this weekend, are you looking hard at him at only 9,100?
I mean, yeah, me and everyone else on Earth will be on Bryson next week if he wins this week at 9,100. That's not going to be like a big surprise. And look, it's just that kind of event this week, right? Like we've got, there's four top players in Hideki, Bryson, Rory, and Jordan Spieth, and all eyes are going to be on these guys. If one of them plays really, if one of them even tops 20s, it's probably going to, boost their ownership for next week just by a couple percent even. But if one of them actually wins or like finishes second or something, that player is going to get a huge bump up. And Bryson is probably the most likely to get a bump because he's priced so cheap. I mean, Bryson at his full health, like could easily be priced well above 10K in this field, but he's 9,100 because he hasn't played much. So if he shows form, everyone's going to pile on to that. He's the player most people are going to look to. I'll throw in a bit of a sleeper name here. Siwoo Kim at 7,100. This is a really interesting value proposition. He's played pretty consistent to start the year too. No one's talking about Siwoo Kim this week, obviously, but if he plays well, I'd be super interested in him at 7,100. I think he's a tad bit underpriced. He's actually got quite a bit of experience playing at Augusta too. So, there are a few players drifting like that in the field at the Valero, but most of the eyes are going to be on these top four players. And whoever does finish well among those top four that I mentioned, they're going to get a big bump next week.
Reid.
Yeah, I thought Geoff was going to talk about all 144 players.
Do you want me to, pal?
We don't have time. We don't have time.
Whoa,
Good
he's been
Lord.
triggered.
You got to go and wrap.
Yeah, no kidding. Like Siwoo Kim is at 2 under right now, so I like that call. But Gary Woodland's $6,900, Geoff. Talk about the guys at the top, like Bryson DeChambeau. He's already going to be popular no matter what, right? So, and Siwoo Kim is a DFS star. Like Gary Woodland's 2 top 5 in the last 3 or 4 events, and if he wins this one at $6,900, you better believe he's going to be double-digit owned. But I'll leave the other 143 golfers for you to tweet out.